Hello, everyone. Welcome to Faith Inspirations. Today we are talking about scattering seeds. So let me double check and make sure that we are live on the Facebook page and live in YouTube. So if you're there, say hi so I know that you're there. Oh, please. Let's see. While we get everything. And if you are joining me live, go ahead and print out your challenge card and bring your supplies. So let me just quickly do this and make sure that we are live. Poetry for beginners. Okay, so we are live there. Let's see. Here we are. Okay, let's see. Okay, we are live now. Okay, so let me share that to the group. I think Tammy's probably going to do it, but just in case she's running late. My phone kind of broke. Hold on. It froze up on me. You just exit out, try again. So we are going to be doing seed art today. I'm super excited about doing that. It's going to be a lot of fun. But let me share this to the group. And we'll see where we are. So we have that. Hopefully it makes it okay. Share to a group. And we're going to share it to the Faith Inspirations group. There, this group. Share. Okay, so we should be live now in the Faith Inspirations group. So hopefully that's going good. And then let me double check YouTube as well and make sure we're live there, because it seems like I am all alone today, which is totally fine. Okay, so we are live. Okay, good. So we're live in Faith Inspirations. We're live on Bible Journaling Ministries. And now I'm going to go ahead and check YouTube to make sure we are live there. And then we're going to just go. And if it's just me hanging out with myself, that's totally okay. I have done it plenty of times. But that's just odd because I know how much you guys like hanging out. So, oh please. Phone is not really working, huh? Cancel. Okay. So if you're watching this on replay, fast forward a little bit. That way you don't have to see me look for everything. Let me double check here on YouTube. Make sure we are live on YouTube. Your channel. Okay, so we're live. We're good to go. Okay, so good. Okay. So welcome to our Faith Inspirations Challenge. If you are joining me today, my name is Tracie Rollins. I'm so glad that you're here. And in our challenge, we're going to be doing Proverbs chapter 11, verse 24 through 25. And so our verse focus today says, "There is one who scatters and increases yet more. There is one who withholds more than is appropriate, but gains poverty. The liberal soul shall be made fat. He who waters shall be watered also himself." So if you are a member of Faith Inspirations, you do get the printable. So let me change my camera so that you can see my desk. So if you're a member of Faith Inspirations, if you're not a member of Faith Inspirations, you can download the challenge card absolutely for free. Just go to faith-inspirations.com. You can find it right down there. And you can follow along with whatever you have. You don't have to have all the things. For those that support our ministry financially, we'd like to give just an extra bonus. You'll get your bonus Wordfetti and the mini kit this month, which is seeds. So I'm going to have fun making this with you today. And then you also get your printable and your graphics. So you can use these graphics in anything that you want to use them in. I print mine out and I can use them in my art as well. So I have mine printed out just on copy paper today. And then I've also printed my challenge card on sticker paper. So I'm going to go ahead and use that for our time today. For our time, we're going to be using, I'm probably using acrylic paint. So I'll be using Apple Barrel, Lavender Sachet, Key West, and Pale Daffodil. Those are the colors that I'm going to be using in the Apple Barrel paints. So that's here. And I also brought my gold in case I want to do some little fun kind of bling on the side. If you don't have seeds, I brought some seeds with me since we are talking about seeds today. So I did bring some seeds with me. And, oh, you guys are joining me. Yay. Thank you so much. I thought I was by myself today. That was totally fine. I don't mind being by myself, but I sure do love hanging out with you guys. So I'm so glad that you joined. So Kelly, good to see you. Celine's so glad that you're here. And then Lisa, oh, don't worry about running late. If you can stay, that's great. But if not, I'm so glad that you joined. Yay. So I did bring some seeds. The seeds I have here, these are hemp seeds. And I have some celery seed and I have some sesame seeds. So I'll be using those in my art today as well, because our technique is about using seeds. And Lori has a really fun video for you to watch as well on YouTube if you get a chance. Or if you're not YouTube friendly, we do have faithinspirations.com. So faith-inspirations.com. And then you can go and watch the video there for free. All right. So I brought that. So I brought my glitter, because you can use glitter if you don't have seeds. I actually have glitter with me, but I probably won't use it. And I actually had it almost in the same colors. Look how pretty that is. I think that would be really beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I really don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But I did bring the gold because I thought the gold would be pretty as well. So in our challenges, you are encouraged to use the 3 colors. You can also use black and white. And if you don't have acrylic paints or you don't have these colors, use whatever you have. You can always use watercolor. Just use what you have. You don't have to go out and buy all the things. And then you can add whatever the technique is. So for today, our technique is seeds. And if you don't have seeds, you can grab glitter. You can use like whatever you have. You'll be surprised what kind of seed you can find in your spice rack if you have a spice rack. Okay, then you have our Wordfetti. Our Wordfetti is just the verse that we talked about already. And then it has additional Wordfetti on here. This one says, generosity leads to abundance and a generous person will prosper. And then on page 2, we have the seeds packet that I'll be using with you as well. So I think I'll use, these are going to be the supplies that I'm going to use. And then I have my art journal that I always bring with. Now this art journal is new, so I'll be using a new one for this one. I think I finished mine last month, and I think I may have left it in Tucson because I couldn't find it. But today I'll be using a new one, and if I used a new one in Tucson, then so be it. It's still in Tucson, I think. Right now I'm in Phoenix visiting the kids. So, hi Karen. Karen says she's just now sitting down to have lunch. Oh, good. I'm so glad that you joined. Yay. Yeah, so I'll just be using this little, I don't know, watercolor mixed media paper that I made. And I actually did a video on this for you guys. It's in your Faith Inspirations, I think season 1. That shows you how to make these for like 25 cents. And with inflation, they're probably now 50 cents, but still cheaper than buying a regular art journal. Okay, so those are the things I have. And then, oh, I actually did cut out my seeds as well. So if you don't have seeds and you can't find any and you don't have any glitter, then you can always cut out the printable that is available as well. So the printable that you get in your bonus library, again, looks like this. So you can just print that out. And you can even cut it out with your machines if you have one. It also comes in the PNG files so that you can, if you just only wanted this one and you wanted 100 of those, you could just print out 100 of those. You can make them bigger and smaller and all that. So you have access to that. So without further ado, I think I'm going to do my Faith Inspirations Challenge with you. But before I get started, I do want to open us up in prayer. So Father, thank you so much for allowing us to come and just worship you using your beautiful supplies that you provide, using your beautiful word that you provide. Lord, you are ultimately our master, and we just love you. We just serve you, Lord, and we want to worship you. This time is a time of worship to you, and we just pray that you are delighted in our praise and glory to you. Father, we pray that this time honors and glorifies you, and as we think about what it means to scatter seeds. In Christ Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, so I'm going to read the verse. I read it already once, but I'm going to read it out of this Bible here. This is a CSB Holy Bible. And again, we're in Proverbs chapter 11, and we're in verse 24. It says, "One person gives freely, yet gains more. Another withholds what is right, only to become poor." I think I'm going to go to the next verse as well, because I think that's important. It says, "A generous person will be enriched, and the one who gives a drink of water will receive water." It's so important, guys, to think about, giving, but not just because, you want to receive, right? I mean, we can look at this and we can go, oh, okay, well, I want to give so I can gain. I want to, provide water so I can get. But I don't really think that's the way we should really look at it from Christian perspective. I think we just do this because this is what we do because we love Jesus, right? Because we have it in our hearts to help people. And I think it's just like a bonus reward if we get, something because of that. Because I will tell you, and I know that many of you would agree with me, that the ultimate gift that we've ever received and will ever receive is Jesus Christ. So he died for our sins, and because of that, we can have a relationship with the Lord, and we get to be here today, sharing that relationship and hopefully sharing it with others. And because of that, out of a response to the love that God gave us, our natural response is to be that person that just gives and just loves, right? And so that's what we do. For those of us who are newer and we, maybe just now reading the Bible the first time, I just want to make it plain and clear that it's not a transaction, right? We don't just give to receive. So if you're just reading the Bible the first time and you read this, you can maybe say, oh, I'm going to give, therefore I'm going to get more, right? But that's not the story of the Bible, right? That's not, if you take a verse just out of context, which, in Proverbs, these are just, it's wisdom, right? For us to learn and grow. But, the Lord will provide. Right? And sometimes the Lord provides in abundance. I know in my life, he provides more, way more than I need. Right? And so what we do out of a response to the love that we have for Jesus is we care for people and we share the good news with them, and we don't judge, right? We just, it's our natural inclination to care for others. And so that's kind of how I read this and how I live my life. And I, obviously it would be nice if, it was transactional, because then I could count and know, like, I'm going to have all these great things. But, that's not what I want, right? I want Jesus Christ, and I would prefer to have nothing but have Jesus Christ, because he's all that's important to me. So I don't care about, the worldly things. I like them. I don't care about them, but I like them, right? I like my, beautiful new truck that my husband bought me for my birthday. Wow. I love that. I haven't had a car in 5 years. It's wonderful, right? But do I care about that car like I care about Jesus? No, I don't. And if I had to choose, I would choose Jesus 100% all the time. So all to say, right, it's not, with the Lord, it's not transactional, right? Once you understand and and you accept Jesus Christ in your heart, right? There's no transaction, right? That you are saved, but you don't have to earn that. You don't do anything for that. You don't, pay for that. and you don't expect that, you're going to get, a $1, you give $1, you get $1 million, right? That's not how it works. What does work is that you accept Jesus Christ in your heart, you're forgiven, you're saved, you get eternal glory with God in heaven one day. Like that's gold, right? So while we're here on earth, let's scatter some seeds, right? Let's do what's right. And if perhaps, let's just be as generous as possible, right? It's one of the one things I love about our Bible journaling conference. It's one of the times we do a fundraiser where we get to be generous, right? And we have been providing Bibles for years from that conference. I love that conference, and we can give many Bibles to people who wouldn't otherwise have them. We added last year, or the year before, I can't remember, giving away meals to people through St. Mary's Food Bank. So, that to me, do we give meals because we want meals back? No. No, we give meals out of a response, right, to the love that we have. We want to be generous to people. We want them to be able to see what we know in our hearts and feel every day with the love of Jesus Christ, right? We want, we want other people to see that. So how do we do that, right? We plant the seeds and we scatter them, right? And what are some ways that we scatter those seeds? Well, one way, right, is by, sharing what we have. So I would love to know, well, what are you guys saying? I'm sorry, I'm sitting here cutting my page here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, Karen says more of him, less of me. Yes. So let me know if you have any ideas in the comments on how you go about scattering seeds in your life, right? How do you do that in your life? And I'll just share with you while I'm cutting my ways, right? Well, because I'm just cutting anyways. All right, so to make this seed packet, you just cut it out and then you fold on the red lines. So I'm just going to fold on the red lines. So one of the easiest ways that I have to plant seeds is to do it at home. So I have 2 young boys. Well, they're men now. My goodness, they're young adults now. My goodness. Boy, I think in my heart, they will, the way I view them, they will always be boys. They'll always be, like, I still call them boys all the time. I'm just like, boys, do this or do that. I need to get some glue. Hold on. Give me a glue stick somewhere. There's a glue stick. You can use double-sided tape as well if you want, but I have a glue stick. But if you had double-sided tape, you could use that as well. All right, so I'm just going to glue the edges so I can glue my seed packet together. But one of the best ways to scatter seeds is to scatter them at home. Hopefully you have people around you that you can share your good news with, right? I love to share our testimonies. I love to share them on YouTube. I love to share them personally. If you chat with me, if we have lunch, or coffee, I get to share like all the amazing things that the Lord does every day of my life. And it's not just, it's not like, oh, I got a new car, which is amazing. Like that's like amazing stuff. But even more amazing stuff is the person that I encountered at the gym the other day who loved my shirt. And in my shirt, just, I think it said, what did my shirt say? I think it said something like, Jesus Christ 2024. Like, in other words, he should be the president. Something like that. It was one of those shirts where it was just like, Jesus Christ should be who we're focused on, not the presidency. And this older gentleman walked up to me and he's like, I really love your shirt. And I said, thank you, and got to talking a little bit about how amazing God is and got to share that with him. And, he agreed. And it was just neat to be able to share, and maybe he already knew the Lord, right? So, but that doesn't mean that I can't encourage him, right? I want to encourage my brothers and sisters in Christ. If they already know who Jesus is. I mean, I love to talk to people who don't know who Jesus is. Okay, that's great. Love that. That's such a unique and wonderful opportunity, right? But I also want to encourage my brothers and sisters that know Jesus, right? I want to encourage them to, continue to share the good news and to continue to do wonderful works that people can see. And then, when you do those things, then people wonder about you. Why are you so different? Right? Why are you the one that's volunteering to help, right? Why are you the one that, provides money to the food bank? Why are you the one that, picks up the dog do that somebody left behind on the sidewalk, right? Because they didn't want to pick up their dogs. You know that happens, right? Why are you that person? You don't have to do it. But a lot of people will wonder who you are. Like, why are you different? And I love to tell, I love people to know I'm different because Jesus saved me. I wasn't always like this. I wasn't always the one person, the person that would pick up someone else's dog do, right? That's not something that's interesting. But, maybe they stop and they ask, or maybe they just wonder in their own heads and then they start looking a little bit more, right? And they go, oh, that person's different. What makes that person different? Right? So that's some of my thought today. Let's see. Karen says, I'm a children's ministry director and worked with children from 5 years to 13 years old. That's awesome. My second job is at a local gym and I share Jesus there also. That's awesome, Karen. I love that. I love the little kids too. The little kids. When I used to, let me tell you what I'm doing now. Before I keep talking. And okay, so for our mini challenges, we don't have steps. So our mega challenges always have steps. Like you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But for the mini challenge, it's just a prompt. So you actually have to be a little more creative from a step-by-step perspective. But from an actual completing the challenge perspective, it's pretty easy. The challenge just says use seeds. So you can use whatever you want. But I'm going to actually take some of these colors and just kind of blend them on my page just because I just think they'll make some really pretty art, right? So I'm just going to put that in there. But Karen, I was just talking a little bit about how much I love hanging out with the little kitties. And I used to, before I had a church that did actually get disbanded, which is unfortunate. It was a great church. But there were some problems. There's always problems sometimes, right? And I love this church. I had so much fun with it. And I was the person that got to do the supplies for the kids. So before Sunday, I would come in and make sure all the classroom supplies were ready and all the kids could have everything that they needed to do whatever activity they were doing. So I would just be the one that prepped it for the volunteers to come in on Sunday. And that was such a fun job to have because I got to see what lessons they were working on. And then when we were done on Sunday, I got to see all the things that the kids were doing based on the supplies that I had let out for them. Now, they didn't know that I was the supply girl, right? It wasn't like, this is something you do behind the scenes, right? This is one of those ways where you scatter seeds, but you don't actually scatter them like in person. You scatter them because you did all the work so that the workers could come, the volunteers could come, and they could get the stuff done, right? They could teach the kids, but you got to sometimes see the result. Sometimes when you scatter seeds, you don't get to see the results. You don't get to, you're just the one scattering seeds and someone else is, sometimes getting credit for some of the seeds that you've been scattering, which is totally fine too, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not about the credit. Right? It's nice, but it's not about the credit. The end of the day is what is your response? Right? What is your response to what the Lord is calling you to do in your life? And sometimes we don't want to do those things, right? Sometimes we just want to stay at home and watch Netflix. We don't want to do all the work, right? Work is hard and it's not easy, right? So sometimes we don't want to do the work, but the work is worth it. it really is worth it. It's worth it. So, go out and do the thing, right? Even if nobody gets to see you do it, you're the one in the background, getting supplies ready, so that someone can teach some kids, a new project or something. I don't know. Do that thing that the Lord is calling you to do. And sometimes that leads to other things, right? Sometimes it leads to more things, right? So after I was doing the behind the scenes stuff for the kids, I'm really not sure if I want to use this glitter, but I think I'm going to try it anyways. Hey, Lori, I was just thinking about you, hon. Guess what I did? Well, I don't even know if you'll be able to. Yeah, just guess what I did. You'll never guess, but I'm going to ask you to guess anyways. Guess what I did yesterday? Because I was reminded of you. So obviously it has to do with Canada. Karen says, it's so much fun. I'm planning VBS. Oh my gosh, I had such a fun time. I was once a VBS leader too. And that's a lot of work. I think the VBS was like one of the hardest things that I did when I was serving in the children's ministry was VBS. Because it was so much work. And it's but the nice thing was, like, at the end of the week, when you fall over completely exhausted, you get to see all the kids and how excited they were about everything that they got to do. But it was so fun. So yes, I have had a chance to do VBS. I'm so glad that you're doing it. I'm so glad that you're doing it. And that those kids are such a blessing. And there are so many people that need that. I mean, so many people need, just, the chance to just, be together, fellowship. Some of these children that we get to see in VBS, they've never experienced what they're going to experience with you. So yeah, keep it up. Have fun. VBS is amazing. And for those of you guys who are either watching on the replay or don't know what VBS is, it's Vacation Bible School. That's what I'm talking about. Vacation Bible School. Okay, let's see. I'm going to grab some. I wanted to look for my matte medium, but I can't find it. This is a gloss. Yeah, let's just go with it. So Lori, yes, Karen, it is crazy to get everything ready, and I'm so glad you're doing it. So I think the point that I was trying to make there, is there always a point? I don't know. With me, it feels like there is sometimes, that you can do all the work behind the scenes and you never get thanked for it, right? It's like you're doing all this work. Nobody knows you're doing it. And then everything's done and nobody knows that you did all this work, but you know what? The Lord knows. The Lord knows. And you contributed in any way to, oh my goodness, these little kids, learning about Jesus. It's amazing. Yeah. We don't have to have the podium, right? We can do things behind the scenes sometimes. And look at that. I'm going to say this is probably not going to work. Okay. Well, when your Mod Podge looks like it's from the 80s, which maybe this was, yeah, that's what that looks like. So we're not going to be using the Mod Podge today. I'm going to throw that out. Okay. Let's see what other options we have. Oh, look, she found the matte medium. I wanted to use the matte medium so I could use the glitter. I just feel like the glitter would be just so cool. So I'm just going to do it anyways. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to throw some matte medium on the page. I hope that you guys are having fun with me while we do this together. So, yes, Lori, that's totally, she's like, that's why we need to use our stuff, because otherwise it gets all dried and gross. You're right, Lori. I should have used that Mod Podge in the 80s when I got it. Okay, so I'm going to clip this off. I'm going to sprinkle some of that purple. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. And then I'm going to add some over here. And I think I will do the blue. So Lori, I went and I looked at a camper yesterday. I'm not going to buy a camper, but I really had to just check this one out. Because this one was on Facebook Marketplace. And it was from Canada. And it's called Bigfoot. The Bigfoot. And I mean, they're kind of elusive here in the States. So maybe they're not elusive in Canada, but they're elusive in the States, mostly because they're made in Canada. But it's called Bigfoot. And it was a 17 17 and a half foot little camper that I was hoping I could maybe pull behind the new truck. But it's way too, it was 3,000 pounds and my truck will only tow 2,000, so I couldn't get it. And I wouldn't get it anyways because it was 1997 Bigfoot trailer from Canada. And so I was totally thinking of you because I was like, I wonder if she knows what those campers are, like if you've ever seen them in Canada. So let me just throw some of this down here. I love this. Okay, so if you don't have seeds, you can use the glitter and scatter the glitter, right? Because we can scatter the seeds and we scatter the glitter. What did you say? Oh, so you are familiar. She said they're really nice. My parents had one. Yeah, so the Bigfoot is a fiberglass shell of a trailer. And he wanted, it was really, I thought it was expensive so it's probably not expensive, but I thought it was because he wanted $12,900 for the 1997 17-foot Bigfoot trailer. And he needed it because he was going through some cancer treatment coming up. So he was selling his camper. I think I'll put this right here. Yeah, I think I'll put that right there. And with a seed packet, you can actually use it as a seed packet if you want to. So you can put the seeds in there and you can gift it to somebody if you want to do that. I'm just going to put the seed packet like this in my art. And then I'm going to add the seeds. And then we'll do the word fatty. So the seeds look like this. And to put the seeds down, I'm just going to use matte gel medium. And I use matte gel medium or just gel medium anytime I'm using something that's thick that will likely, come off. So anyways, I'm glad you know, Lori, about the camper that I looked at. Because I was like, oh man, I wonder if she knows this company because they're from Canada. And I know Lori likes to camp, so I thought maybe you might know. But anyways, he wanted $12,900 for it. It was 1997. Nothing had been done to it ever. So it literally was, still stuck back in 1997, which meant that it needed to probably, my estimate was probably about $4,000 or $5,000 worth of just work that had to be done to it too. And I just couldn't justify that and still consider something else in the future. So anyways, all to say, it was cool though. It was so cool. I couldn't believe how it was still intact. Everything was still intact. Everything looked great. So he's going to sell it. He had 40 inquiries on it already. I was the first one to see it, but also the first one to pass on it. But I'm confident it's sold by now because he had so many people and they're such a rare thing to find. And somebody's going to get it and they're going to make it amazing. Okay, so now I just put my seeds here because I just like them all kind of coming out of the seed packet. I feel like I need a couple more up here, so let me add a little bit more just because I like the idea of the sprinkling of the seeds just kind of up here in the corner, over here maybe, and maybe a little bit down here just for some extra seeds floating around on the seeds. Lisa says, hold on, let me put this on here. A couple sprinkled up here and down here at the bottom. This would be really fun if you guys want to print this out for your VBS class or your Sunday school classes or your women's ministry to use this kit with them. Feel free to do that. So just print them out from your Faith Inspirations membership and bring them to your classes and share them with people. That's another wonderful thing about having a ministry like Bible Journaling Ministries is I can say stuff like that and then you guys might go do it. And then it's like, I get to help, even though I'm not really truly helping. I'm helping by providing something that you might be able to use. And that's a blessing to me. And it's a blessing to others. So it's just a wonderful way, to bless people. All to say you don't have to be, always face to face with people. You can do something, right, that might help somebody else indirectly. So we've talked about scattering seeds. We've talked about being just generous in general, right? You're going to be just generous in general. And because of that, you're going to be able to, scatter seeds, maybe even places that you wouldn't even consider or would have never even known about. So Lori says, Lisa says, I wish more people understood the importance of sowing. You may not see the outcome, but it's okay. To have never sown is worse, especially if God has asked you to. Yeah. She says, our ministry in Mexico, where we fed the deported, was called the Dandelion Ministry because we saw it as sowing seeds in the people that we would probably never see again. Yes, what a beautiful picture of the dandelion seed, right? Wow, that's amazing. Lisa, you are amazing. I love everything that you're doing and all the work that you do for our Lord. And I love seeing your beautiful Faith Inspirations work. It's such a treat. So thank you for sharing that. Carol said, thank you for explaining why to use the gel for the seeds. Oh, you're welcome, Carol. Anytime, this is just a matte gel, Liquitex. I got it from Hobby Lobby for like $4. If you ever get it on sale, buy it. Don't buy a lot of it because it dries up, but buy at least one jar of it because it works really well. So when I use the matte gel, the gel medium, I will use it on anything that's kind of like a thicker piece, like something thicker, like seeds, like cardboard. If I wanted to use, let's say, I don't know, if I wanted to stick something like this clip down and I wanted to just adhere it down, I could use the matte gel for that. So think of matte gel for things that are thick. Think of matte medium. Where's the matte medium? For things that are like thin, like a glitter, copy paper. I would even say that for cardstock, you might consider the matte gel because cardstock seems a little thicker. But like tissue paper, stuff like that, matte medium. So that's how I use those. I'm glad that was helpful to you, hon. So Tammy said, we're in June. Can you believe it? Nope. Okay. Tammy said she shared the live to the Facebook group. So there's probably 2 lives now in the Facebook group, Tammy. So there you go. Okay, so that is that. So I'm going to let that dry for a minute before I add anything else to it. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you want to share anything about how you think you glorify the Lord by sharing and scattering seeds, I'd love to read it. Please put it in the comments so I can see it. Otherwise, we're actually almost done. The mini kits don't take very long to do. So I hope that if you're watching this and you feel like you don't have time to do much Bible journaling or faith art journaling, I hope that you will see how quickly we can get this done and have fun worshiping the Lord in such a creative way. I'm going to give a shout out to Miss Tammy Belt, who behind the scenes has been working really hard on future kits for Faith Inspiration. So she's taking a step out of her comfort zone and learning some of the steps that it takes to create these kits for you. And she's doing good. So thanks, Tammy. I love seeing how my friends take the step out that's uncomfortable and see how they grow from it and see how they, sometimes they learn to appreciate things a little more, and sometimes they realize, oh my goodness, that really is hard to do. and then they, continue to grow in that area. So Tammy, I hope that I get to continue to see you grow in all the wonderful things that you do for our ministry. So I was excited to see the work you did and excited to see the future work that you will do and that the Lord calls on you to do. Tammy does a lot also for her local church, a lot of stuff locally, and really nice to see that behind the scenes. Again, things you guys don't get to see that happen behind the scenes, right? So Tammy's scattering those seeds behind the scenes. So we've been talking a lot today about scattering seeds behind the scenes. Now, I do love to scatter seeds, that people see. It's kind of fun, I have a you know, wonderful way of like, just loving on people that I don't know. I see something and I want to give them a compliment, right? Sometimes I'll just walk up to somebody and just be like, "Man, you did, your hairstyle is amazing. I just love it." And I just share that positivity with them. I love to just do that face to face. And maybe that's not, direct, hey, see Jesus, right? But of course, I'm usually wearing a shirt that says something about Jesus on it usually. So, usually my behavior is really good in public. It should be. It'd be embarrassing to wear a shirt that says I love Jesus and be very rude to people. But yeah, so, I wear my Jesus gear. Then I go out and I talk to people and just be natural, just like naturally say nice things because I'm so thankful for the Lord, right? And I'm so thankful that He has done everything in my life that He's done. One of the biggest things He ever did for me, besides my salvation, which is the most amazing gift, was let me keep my son. Like I was able to raise my son. I didn't think he was going to come out of the hospital. He was so sick when he was born. We didn't think he was coming home. And I got to be his mom, and I still get to be his mom, and I'm thankful every day that I get to be his mom, right? What an amazing thing the Lord has done for me. Why is it not a natural thing for me to go say something nice to somebody? Yeah, do some people roll their eyes at me and walk away and act a little arrogant? They do. Do some people think I'm weird? Sure, but I don't care. I want to be weird for Jesus, right? I want to be as generous as I possibly can be. Am I perfect? No, 100% not perfect. Do I try? Sure. I love that God has allowed me to see things and to see the beauty in people and to share that with them, even if they think it's weird. Because maybe I'm the weird person that says, oh my gosh, I love your, mostly it's people's hair. I have a fascination with beautiful bright colored hair. But sometimes it's, a tattoo that they have or something. And I'll just be like, that's an amazing tattoo. Will you tell me the story? Right? And just kind of get into a conversation with somebody about the story of their tattoos, right? Which people I think like to talk about. That's a great opener, by the way, if you're kind of, wondering, like if you want to talk to someone and you don't know what to say. Sometimes just like, man, it's an amazing tattoo. Who did the work? Right? And a lot of times they'll tell you, and then you can just ask them, well, tell me more about it. Right? Or the guy that I saw his camper van yesterday, right? I went and talked to him about his camper van, and I was like, tell me your story, right? He told me about his, his cancer scare, and his dad actually has cancer too, and just to be able to sit there and, love on him for a minute, it was to take like 5 minutes of your time, right? Or 5 minutes of my time, no big deal. So we just share the love, right? We give generously, not only financially, right? As best we can, but we give of ourselves. And I always tell my friends, like, the best thing I can give you is my time. Like, money's money. And, yeah, it's important, whatever, because you need it for things here, right? But if I give you my time, that's the best thing I can ever give you. Like, I'd rather give you $20 and you go get lunch and I get to keep 2 hours back, right? Right? Then I don't have to, then it's just like, the $20 is irrelevant. But what's more important is for me to give you my time, right? And for you to give me your time, and for us to spend time together just in fellowship, learning about each other and caring about each other, and just being in fellowship with one another. I would much rather have that than money any day. I would much rather have fellowship with my friends, right? Than have, a gazillion dollars in the bank. Because what do you do with that money? Like, if you have no friends to give it to, or if you have no friends to do anything, like, I understand, like, I'm not naive to say that you don't need money for a living. Of course you do, right? And God provides for my needs, abundantly over and beyond. And because, because of that, right, I don't have to, worry about where my next meal's coming. I know that the next meal, which in the past has sometimes been ramen, right? Not wealthy by any means, right? So I eat the ramen, right? It sustained me, right? It gives me a chance to go out and do something nice for someone else. I've got a little library out in front of my house. I put books in it. And I just walk, I get them from the Dollar Tree, put the books in there. People take the books out. They don't know who I am, right? But I guarantee you there's a Bible in there. Or if there's not one in there, someone just took it. Right? So another chance, another example of things that we can do to scatter seeds, to be generous to others without expecting anything back. Because we've already received the best, ultimate gift. Right? Jesus Christ, 100%. All right. Let's see. What else are you guys saying here in the comments? Let's see. Tammy wants a camper. You can go get one, Tammy. I'm glad your doctor appointment went well. That's awesome. Good for you. Oh, Celine, you're absolutely welcome. She was just thanking for sharing. Of course, yes. I hope that whatever I'm saying is encouraging to you to know that you can share. You can sow the seed. Like you can sow the seed that the Lord has put in your hand. If that seed is a ton of money, go sow that. Go do that with the money, whatever the Lord's telling you to do. Maybe you're supposed to go feed people with that money. Maybe you're supposed to go invest that money for your children. I don't know. Whatever the Lord's telling you to do. If it's time, if you have some extra time, maybe you got laid off, right? Which is terrible time, right? My husband was laid off. It was a terrible time. But it was also a very, very amazing blessing for him. So maybe you have some extra time, right? What do you do with that time besides look for another job if you need one, right? You can do that, right? But then spend some time with your children, spend some time with your friends, some time doing the things that you normally wouldn't have time for because you were working, right? Do some of that stuff that, maybe you're in a season of life because you're supposed to be in that season, right? Maybe you're supposed to be there, right? So embrace it. It's hard. It's hard. Nobody's saying it's not hard. It's hard, right? But maybe you can do something that's in a season that you wouldn't normally want, that will somehow either bless you, bless someone around you, or bless someone you don't even know. Like God's so amazing. You probably will never know, the millions of people that were touched by the one thing that you did today that you didn't even know you did. So Tammy says it's scary to step out in faith, but it's been so amazing, and and the software is complicated. Yes, software is complicated. Karen says thank you to everyone behind the scenes and to Tracie. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We have some amazing, beautiful volunteers in our ministry, and some amazing women that they've been around forever, and they don't leave because they care. So they stick around, and I'm so thankful because they do such an amazing job of the moderating. They do an amazing job of encouraging. I'm very blessed to have a chance to encounter so many beautiful women in this ministry, and some beautiful men too. We don't have a lot of them, but they don't usually do the crafting part, but some of them are around, and they're amazing too. I just said generosity leads to abundance, and this is so true. This is so true. I think, and I've already talked so much about it, so let me see what you guys are saying. I keep talking about it, and then I'm missing out on some of the comments. Carol says, every month, my Women on Missions group gives out an encouragement bag. Ooh. She calls it a sunshine bag. Give me to someone so they give it to someone that needs a little encouragement. It has a baked treat. Ooh, delicious. A devotional book, a tissue that says God bless you, and other little things. Carol, that is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. That is so amazing. I love it. I used to, when I was younger and somebody would give me a gift, I'd always be like, oh no, don't give me the gift, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm like, thank you. I'll take it. Thank you so much, because then, I know they work so hard on it, and it's such a fun thing to give, and it's such a fun thing to receive. So I don't want to cause anybody problems that ever wants to give me a gift. I'm always just like, thank you for the gift. And then I use it. So if somebody, gives me, like my girlfriend for my birthday, gave me one of these heated tools, and I showed this during the other live. I love it, and I'm going to use it. And I just, I said, thank you. But when I was younger, it was hard for people to give me gifts because I just didn't want to take them. You know, I'm always, oh, save your money. Don't give me anything. Save your money. And, you know, I don't expect it. I don't ask for it. And when people give me a gift, it surprises me. But I say thank you. And then I use it. Right? That's a wonderful thing, Carol. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, Karen says she watches the replays. I rarely get to see the live. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, because it literally is, our lives are just literally a conversation. So it's like, you know, we're in a crafting room together, you know, or church room, whatever you want to call it. You know, we're just here hanging out, and it's not scripted. Everything is just exactly as it is if you were just hanging out with me. This is what it would be like. Karen says, Tracie, you get to bless my children at church. Oh, good. I use my Bible journaling pages with my kids. Oh, my goodness. And I let them color the pages, read the verses. See what I mean? That's so amazing. Like, I love that. Oh, if you ever get on Facebook, do put the pictures in the Facebook community, because I love to see the little, I mean, do not have to send, like, put the pictures of the kitties, or send them, like, to support at BibleJournalingMinistries.com. Every time I see little kids doing Bible Journaling Ministry stuff, you will not understand. Maybe you do. You probably know. I don't know. But my heart, like, in my whole body, it just gets filled with, like, this tremendous amount of joy. And it just bubbles up. I'd love to see, like, obviously I love to see, you know, you guys do all the work too. I love it. But when the little kids do it, oh, it's just something else. It's so special. I just love little kids. It's great. Thank you so much. Oh, and Karen says I encourage her too. Oh, good. Thank you. Carmen says, Tracie, you have a thankful and generous. Oh my goodness. Thank you. She says, I have a thankful and generous heart. Thank you. Love is free. So let's give goodness to the world. Absolutely 100%, Carmen. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. This is great. Karen says, I've enjoyed this today. Oh, good. I'm so glad that you guys have enjoyed our discussion. So you can see, I'm just kind of I'm obviously done with my faith inspirations challenge. But now I'm just trying to shake off any of the extra seeds that might be loose, okay? Because I want them to stay on. So I'm just going to shake the ones that are not stuck on. If you are having problems with them getting to stick down, you can always take, like, a piece of baking mat, like put your gel on, scatter your seeds, and then you can press down, and that will just push the seeds into the gel medium, and then that will keep them to stay. So I think I finished it. It says, use the template to make the seed packlet to place in your faith art. Then sprinkle a liberal amount of seeds or glitter on your faith art. As you do so, think about what it means to be generous. So I think we've done everything that we were supposed to do. So, oh, thank you, Karen. That would be delightful for you to send those pictures. I get such a kick out of it. I get such a kick out of it. I'm so glad that you guys joined me today. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to do this alone, which is totally fine. But I do really love to have the conversation. I love to read your comments. I love to dialogue with you and just, you know, have our special time. This is a very special time for me. We do it every month, and I don't think we've missed it. I don't recall us ever missing our lives, but we've been doing lives for Bible Journaling Ministries for the last 8 years. Has it been, Tammy? Tell me. I don't know if I remember, but 9 years maybe lives every month. It's been amazing. It's so fun. We get to just chit chat, just like we were hanging out together, having coffee. And I actually am having coffee today. So, all right, you guys. I think that's it. Let me see if there was any comments I missed. Maybe in the Facebook group. Hopefully, I didn't miss anything. Hopefully I was able to, maybe I couldn't see them because of the Facebook group, but let me just double check and make sure I haven't missed anything in the Facebook group, and then I'll just we'll just have to say goodbye. Let's see. Well, Tammy said she shared the live, but for some reason it's not showing up for me. Is it under, Tammy. Oh, here it is. I see it now. Oh, you shared the link. Okay. Well, it looks like I didn't miss anything in the Facebook group. Looks like we are all done with our live. Oh, you were. Karen, you were. She says, I am one of the first people in the Bible Journaling Ministry group. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for blessing us with you. I love to see all the amazing things that you guys do. So keep it up. If I don't comment, it's just because I didn't see it. Facebook is weird sometimes, but I would love to see it. So if there's something that you want to call to my attention, you can always tag me, or you can email support@Bible Journaling Ministries, and Lonnie will get it to me. Oh, okay, you said so Karen says she's one of the first people to join Momentum. Oh, good. We've been around forever, right? So it's like 8 years now? Was it 8? I can't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, we've been doing our lives every month here for, I think, 7, 8 years. I can't even remember. It's been so long, and I don't think we've missed one. So this is just a special time. I love to hang out with you guys. I love to see all the wonderful things that you do. But most importantly, I love to just give the glory to God. God's amazing. We are so blessed. We get every day, every second and every day, we get to glorify him in any way we can. So this is just another way I think we get to do it. And I'm so fortunate to be able to do it with you. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will see you next month. Okay. Next month, I hope not to be here in Phoenix. I hope to be somewhere else. I don't know where it could be, but we'll see. I'll see you hopefully from a different location. But if I am here, that just means I'm having fun with my kids. All right. Oh, Karen says she's still loving it. She's been here since day one. She still loves it. Me too. I love it too. I'm so glad, Karen. Thank you for sharing. This was so fun hanging out with you guys. Okay, see you later.